Hey, what's up, y'all? Hold on, let me take the sunnies off. I want to thank you, Eye to Eye, for checking out Sway's Universe. And I appreciate it. We got so many videos we want you to see, so push that notification button for me. Do it now and enjoy the video. Peace.
This is Sway. Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
In the morning.
In the morning.
In the morning. Shake it. Wake your punk ass up. That crust out, y'all.
I wonder why we play trailers on this show, because you can't see it. But I thought the radio was created. It was the premise of radio was to become theater of the mind. So in the early days of radio, they would have broadcasts where guys would create sound effects, whether it's hoof sounds from horses running or a train going down a train track, or if you got seagulls in the air, ha 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 ha. You
knock on the door and footsteps and all that kind of stuff.
Doorbell, the whole nine. So the trailers help paint the picture of what we're going to talk about. And our good friend has returned, Heather B. And I thought it was great that he returned while you're here. Because, not only has he graced the big screen and the small screen, and we're here to celebrate season 4, ladies and gentlemen, of The Last Ship. All right? We got Captain Tom Chandler here. The one and only Eric Dane is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Man, how you doing, E?
I'm doing well. How about yourself? Good to see you, man.
Good to see you. I feel like I was so impressed the last time you was here. I think we were talking about Boogie Down Productions.
We were talking about KRS-One, Boogie Down Productions.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
And so what I did, I'm not sure if she was here at that time.
Heather B was here.
Heather was here, right?
Yeah, she was here.
Heather was here, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why I made sure you sat right next to him so he could continue with that Boogie Down Production
Don't
experience,
do that, Sway.
having been a member.
She's busy reading.
Busy, I know, right? E, what you been listening to lately, man?
What have I been listening to lately? Well, I've been listening to a little bit of Dre because I watched on HBO the documentary series that Alan Hughes did, the Defiant Ones.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, I watched it a couple times.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you got a favorite episode? Because it's 4 parts, right?
Yeah, it's 4 parts. I think they were all equally strong. They were all super interesting. I knew a lot about Dre. I didn't know that much about Jimmy Iovine. I didn't know he was responsible for that many hits in the early days. And those two, their careers are unbelievable. And Jimmy Iovine was right, and he said Dre's sonics are like unparalleled. Yeah. And he's right. Yeah. Nothing sounds like a Dre album. It just sounds different than everything else.
It always has, right?
Yeah.
Where were you, like when you watched this, what helped me out is like I would watch and go, oh, I remember when that happened. I remember when Dre left Death Row. I remember what was going on in your life at that time when Dre was going through the Chronic album. And
well, see, I was in L.A. for that. The Chronic album was, it was right before that. What precipitated that was Dre leaving Death Row, right?
Yep.
A little bit.
Well,
no,
the Chronic was on Death Row.
Right, okay.
And then
and
then he started Aftermath and did that compilation.
The Chronic 2001 or something, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, this dude.
So
He know his shit.
Loving Eric.
But what I thought was crazy about that is when Dre started seeing all the stuff go down with Tupac and Biggie, and didn't want any part of it. Now, Death Row at the time was probably worth a pretty penny. They had a lot of artists on that label that were doing really well, and he wanted he wanted nothing to do with it, so much so that he literally just divested himself of the entire label. And I'm sure he could have sold that for a lot of dough, but said, you know what, just walked away. He walked away and started a new label. And I love how loyal Iovine was to him. After a couple albums came out when he started Aftermath and they didn't do well, and Iovine was like, well, if Dre goes, I go,
Yeah, and then came Eminem.
And then came Eminem, and everything changed.
The world changed, right? Have you ever I've had a business situation where I had invested a lot, relative to what I can invest. And because it got so volatile, I walked away from a big investment, credit, the whole thing, just clean the slate clean.
Right.
You ever have to do that?
I haven't. I haven't. But then again, I haven't invested in a lot of things.
Okay. Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. Well, man, damn it, you've been doing this for a while. It's time to start investing, Eric. Are you financially secure, you think, or you got to work?
I got to work. I'm financially secure. My kids are go to good schools, and I can pay for that. But I still have to work,
Yeah.
And I don't want to retire. I like to work.
Okay. I think I might be. Nah, if I hit the lotto, dog, I'm out.
I know, I'm lying, dude.
Come on, man. We'll be fooling.
If I could retire, I probably would.
Yeah.
You mentioned Alan Hughes. When he was here, I asked him, since you started out doing music videos, how come you don't do music videos anymore? And he said that the music has changed so much. The stories aren't the same. Everybody's looking for that quick fix in the song, so it's hard for him to paint those pictures. Then you hear the backlash that the Tupac film got, for people who didn't like it. Oh, it's not accurate, blah, 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 blah. But since you and Sway were talking about bills and paying bills, if a job came along that you kind of wasn't that crazy about, didn't really feel, would you take the job anyway to pay your bills and take care of your family?
It depends on the circumstances. If I don't have to take the job, I'm not going to, because I've done it and it never feels right, and I'm not going to stand on like artistic integrity, but as a creative person, if I can't like invest that part of myself in the project, then I can't really show up for work. It's a different experience working for a paycheck, especially doing something like this, as opposed to doing something you can really get on board for. It's a totally different experience.
Okay.
A lot of people right now are searching for purpose. It's like the big buzzword, purpose, passion. And I was having a conversation with my friends, and it was about whether purpose is synonymous with your career, because sometimes in any exchange with someone, your purpose could be to say certain words to them, and it changes everything. Right. Do you feel like purpose and career are one, or do you feel like you have multiple purposes? I
don't. The first thing that came to my mind when you said purpose was, for me, somewhat of a selfless endeavor. And I don't think that my career is a selfless endeavor. In fact, it's the exact opposite. So when I think of purpose, I think of something a little bit higher than that. Yeah. The work that my wife does with Chrysalis, helping out the homeless, that she's done for the last 17 years, I feel like that's something that's worthy of purpose and makes you feel purposeful. But my career doesn't do that for me.
So what does? Like, what gives you that emotional or spiritual fulfillment?
I think giving back and helping others.
Yeah.
I think it makes you feel purposeful.
You're with the right woman.
Yeah. I am.
Yeah.
Almost 13 years.
Yeah, hopefully she's with the right man.
Right.
We know he likes hip-hop. It can't be too bad. All right. We're going to open up the phone lines. I'm going to come back and talk about The Last Ship. Eric Dane is here. 888-742-3345.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shea 45.